This week can be summed up in 3 words: food, flies, and overthinking. It started with a very busy day, had some good food sprinkled in, and ended in a therapeutic talk with the camera, aka all of you, that left me feeling pretty darn good about my life. I started thinking about what I really wanted out of my life, and I'm going to be honest, I had some thoughts about splitting off from Julia in order to see some sites that I had been wanting to see. Did I necessarily want to leave? No. Did I think maybe it might be time? Maybe. At first. Did I end up leaving? No. After seeing the temperatures for the areas that I wanted to go to reach in the 90s, I decided this was a sign to do what I want to do, not what I think I need to do. I realized my mind was trying to sabotage my happiness because for whatever reason, it feels like I'm unworthy of happiness and tries to destroy any inkling of good that comes my way. So I decided to stay with Julia, and I felt at peace with my decision. I felt at peace knowing I don't need to constantly be in my head trying to decipher what the right thing to do for myself is. And I felt at peace caravanning with Julia for as long as I wanted, and as long as she can go without getting sick of me. With that internal battle decided and figured out, I was able to relax for the rest of the week, enjoying these in-between moments. Julia has been letting me use her portable AC unit since my AC isn't working in my van, and it has been keeping me so cool, and I'm so thankful for it. There's a bunch of caterpillars all over the road, and I'm trying so hard not to hit them, but they're everywhere. Look how fat that one is. Not gonna lie, they are a little bit creepy looking. Poor babies. This is like an awful, terrible game that I cannot win. Okay, I'm not seeing any more. There was a big stretch where there was a ton of them, but I don't see them anymore, so I think we're good. After the caterpillar fiasco, the rest of the drive was smooth sailing. The first stop of the day was coffee. Julie and I just got coffee. Julie actually got a chai tea. She doesn't drink coffee. But we drove an hour again into a town that had all the stores that we wanted to go to so we can do our errands. We started the day decently early and didn't finish our errands until the sun was almost gone. The day may have been a long one, but the sunset at the end was totally worth all the chores living in a van requires. Hello from the top of a hill in California, and hello from all these flies that won't stop buzzing around me. The reason I took you all the way up here is because I want to talk about what I do for work. I get asked quite a bit what I do because it's not YouTube and it's not create content. That is not my job. Okay, I have to move. There's too many over here. So I think I almost just stepped on a mouse, so that's lovely. In order to not be attacked by flies and to not sit on any mice or shrew or whatever the heck is around here, I'm just gonna go ahead and walk and talk to you. The best way to describe my job is data entry, and the reason I use the term data entry is because I get documents and information, and I take the information that I get and I put it into a database. I don't know if you guys are interested in this, but I'll just give you the lowdown here. My work schedule is Tuesday through Friday. I work 4 10-hour days a week, and I chose that schedule so that I did have 3 days off. Even though my work days are pretty long, I do enjoy it way better than 5 8-hour days. So I do work scheduled times. I don't just get to hop on whenever I feel like it and get my work done. I have to work these scheduled hours. I know that a lot of people have trouble figuring out what to do remotely, so I think data entry is just a good starting point if you're looking for remote work. I think it's also a good job for traveling because I don't have to take any phone calls, which someone might need like better internet connection for, or a little bit more stability. So that's pretty much it. There really isn't more to it than that, and I hope it was a little bit helpful at least. And if you have any questions, I will answer them. I can't get too specific, of course, because I don't want to dox myself, but yeah, I'll answer what I can. Yep, yep. The next morning, I woke up surprised to be inside the clouds that we would usually see in the distance. The wet air from the fog and cold weather made it the first morning in weeks I had to turn on my diesel heater. Eventually, the fog lifted and the sun came out. The rest of the day was all about food and Sims. But mostly food. Side note, I learned how to make rice in my cast iron pan and have been loving it. This is kind of random, but I recently became re-obsessed with Sims 3, not Sims 4, and if you play Sims, you know that Sims 4 is the newest one, but I went through middle school addicted to this game, and I've recently become playing it again, maybe in some attempt to feel younger again, or maybe because it's just a good game. Either way, it makes me feel insanely nostalgic, and I love nostalgia. And then it was my birthday. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but you are more than welcome to guess. After being engrossed with my work for a couple hours, Julia surprises me with a tray full of cinnamon rolls, and they were so good. Something about eating baked goods on the top of a mountain really makes you feel thankful. Once I got off work, I noticed that my hair was in desperate need of washing. I ensured I warmed my water before using it, which makes all the difference, and I got to cleaning. So I used this little portable shower head that Julia has, and it works amazing. It works way better than using my water bottle and dumping that on my head. With the sun setting and me turning a year older, I started to feel a bit sentimental and wondering how the heck in the world did I get to this very moment. There's nothing like a birthday to make you feel very reflective, introspective, weird. When I tell you guys, I thought I would have my life figured out by now. Hello! I'm very sentimental, so give me the chance to reminisce and I will take it. I guess I just wanted to quickly talk about how I got here. Just a little bit backstory. So I graduated college and I started working at an office job. I did that for a few years and it got to the point where I don't know if it was working from home and now I'm a call center or what it was, but I could not do it anymore. My job was so insanely stressful. I felt like I had two choices, and it was either change my life and what I was doing or maybe something a little bit more permanent. So I just changed everything. I quit my job and I found a different job, and I went to the doctor and I got medication for my anxiety. And growing up, I always knew I wanted to travel. I started thinking about what I really, really wanted out of my life, and I came to van life, and I've been traveling in my van for a little over a year now. It hasn't always been easy, but it's always been worth it. I think I'm exactly where I need to be. And that's enough. That's perfect for right now, actually.